Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, another ESL North America Finals, featuring the greatest hero of North America, Micro Jackson. It is ByuN. On the other side, his counterpart, another emotional and high-flying player who loves his high-risk, high-reward plays. I give you the Protoss player, Creator. A best of 5 battle. I expect it to be dramatic. I expect it to be exciting. I expect mistakes to be made, likes and subscribes to be slapped, and comments to be left. Because I couldn't ask for a better Terran versus Protoss to get people excited. Except maybe Stats. Well, Stats didn't participate. Stats is like a normal person who doesn't wake up at 7 a.m. to play in the North American Cup, okay? ByuN, on the other hand, I have it on good authority. Source, I made it up, does not sleep. Okay, he does not. He just plays StarCraft nearly 24 hours a day. And when the last tournament ends, he will just cease to exist. That's how it will work. It is like a some sort of apparition whose only purpose for it does feel like that sometimes, considering you essentially know who's playing in a tournament based on the fact the tournament exists. You can narrow it down to at least one player. And so far, it's more reliable than not. Anyways, with one of his signature builds, we have a 3-Rex. 3-Rex with an expand, but these barracks up so quick up against Creator, who's gone Robo first. A curious choice. Though I think rushing Colossi against ByuN might not be the worst option overall, as quite reliably he will go for the Marines, the Marauders, the Medevacs, and he'll stay there as long as possible. But he isn't rushing the Robo Bay, instead a very conservative 3-gate Robo build. This is like straight out of Wings of Liberty here. Then again, so is ByuN's build. Then I can't keep saying then again, though it keeps being accurate, but ByuN has been doing the same build since Wings of Liberty, with only slight acknowledgements that were not there still. Robotics Bay, Forge, yeah. Based on the fact there's nothing coming across, the Adept has not scouted anything. In fact, he kept both Adepts at home. Now the Observer is going to get into the base and see 3-Rex, and in case he had his suspicions, they're now confirmed, as the Immortal going to be chrono boosted out. He doesn't have any sentries here on the high ground. Not enough cast to go for that. And the Robo Bay actually prioritizes the sentry over getting a Colossus. Wait, did he already queue up a Colossus? No. Interesting. So this is about as direct of a counter as you can get to what ByuN is doing right now. I mean, that doesn't mean it'll stop it. All right, to be clear, nothing really. Oh, he just stabs. He just stabs. No, you can't cut. He force field. ByuN does not care. Takes down the battery and walks away. Kills. What did he get? He got 2 Adepts in the battery. Very scary there, but I think realizing without a 3rd base, Creator's going to be ready, or at least soon we'll have the units to defend. So not committing all the way up the ramp. I do like the force field, if only to demonstrate how useless force fields are, especially against Terran here, as that force field mildly inconvenienced ByuN as he gunned down everything in range. And said, well, maybe if you come up here, you're going to be in big trouble, young man. To which I say, I think ByuN is actually significantly older than Creator. ByuN also afflicted by nearly 30 years of age. Not that I can empathize with that, but young inside. Meanwhile, the stem goes for the sentries. Yes, the Colossus will oh, come on. Come on with this. Oh my god, almost gets them all. Despite losing all his units there, he gets 2 sentries. And that was not worth it. Nope, we're not using. Yeah, Jimmy, that's exactly what we meant. Instant replay, not the battle report. We wanted instant replay. It wasn't the same hotkey. Totally different. So as you can see here, this is essentially like a battle report, just more dramatic. Yeah, well, definitely not worth it. But in trade, getting the sentries is the best case scenario. So even when he's cornered and killed, ByuN still draws quite a price. And of course, ByuN has 2 meta. He scans for an observer after picking up, drops to kill the observer, and then picks back up. It's like, well, I was gonna do it anyways. I just didn't like it when you watched. Which applies to a lot of things in life, but don't say that out loud. I gotta... Oh, where are you going now? Hey. ByuN do as ByuN does. I'm not one to question his wisdom or his actions or really anything else at this point, because otherwise I would have to cut out like a third of my YouTube revenue, and I don't want to do that. So like and subscribe. And the ByuN games will continue until morale improves. Colossus, threatening to headbutt those medevacs out of the sky, drives them back. And as they'll wait for their... Eventually that Colossus will get bored or something and move on, I assume. That's what he's waiting for here. Or some more... Oh, and it worked! How did he know? It worked! There's the Colossus. I don't think ByuN's going to be intimidated by that. He has 4 Marauders with this. 2 Colossi is marginally more intimidating, but no blink yet. The Colossi are tiptoeing their way over. Will he actually drop out, or is he just going to... Yeah, of course he gets out. Yeah, don't be dumb. He gets out with the vast majority of the units, and more than enough HP on the medevacs. A full cannon hit away. God, he can't keep getting away with it! Except he can, and he will, until Creator either opens Phoenix or gets Blink to shut it down. So despite all those early losses, ByuN is still able to get his 3rd base, Armory on the way. Templar Archives for Creator, who doesn't seem particularly confident. He wants to build up that whole army count. He wants to use the whole Buffalo. Doesn't really apply here, but just shoehorn that reference in. Wants every option for Protoss. Now, this is sometimes an issue. You sit back too long, ByuN's going to find an angle of attack, but I'd argue that either way he's going to find that, so might as well have all the tools at your disposal. And that's what Creator's thinking here, is get the Templar Archives, get another Forge, fill in the Twilight Council upgrades, you got the +2 attack. All we're missing is a Stargate right now, but it is still early days, and there is no threat of Liberators, at least for a while yet. We got the Ghost Academy. 3 Marauders at a time, really tells you, at least 3 tech labs. And the happy side effect for Terrans is then you just have tech labs for ghosts. How convenient. It's right there. Zealot. Cursing those Marauders as it gets gunned down in the back. 2-2 on the way for ByuN, who's also got Vikings and Ghosts. As you know, if you check the guide, Viking Ghost is that mid to late game composition that you can find so much success with. Of course, the Disruptors are the more regular counter. We've been seeing a little more of the mass carrier. Yeah, while carriers were marginally nerfed, in some ways they were buffed in the last patch, where their attack priority is now higher than the Interceptors. This has the side effect of making units attack the carriers, which seems good, until you realize that means they might walk forward into the splash damage, whether they're Vikings or especially Marines, and you can use that against them. It does allow those Interceptors to survive a little longer much of the time. Now, there's not even a Stargate, as I mentioned, so that's all pure speculation for now, but we're going to be a little more practical in our assessment. As ByuN, 4 medevac spots, no Nexus on this side. That would have been a freebie. Disruptor on the way, +3/+1. A few Zealots, scouting Marine, but hey, here comes the neighborhood. Those Zealots very dead. Creator realizes there is a threat. There's always a threat out on the map. ByuN, honestly, right now reminding me a bit of Pult, one of the original Terrans, alongside ByuN, to really focus on the Marauder drops, the medevacs. He's busy. He's kind of given up on life, and now he is coaching one of the top-tier League of Legends teams. I believe he was coaching T1 when they got second place in the World Championships, which was apparently a disappointment, by the way. Which kind of tells you the standards there. It's like Sarah, okay? Did you not win? Well, you're a... Not to point fingers, but he met his very own personal Ragnarok, if you would. EMPs. I feel at some point, am I just gonna stop saying EMPs when they're just implied in the fight? They are very important. It's very hard to actually land the EMPs and have your units in a good position to fight the rest of the fight, but ByuN much of the time makes it look easy. The rest of the time, he makes it look like a balance complaint against Protoss, but we'll see which one it is momentarily. As ByuN has been pushed back to his base, though he is maxed out. He's got an army all across the board. The Vikings find a good angle, try to come up the ramp. The Disruptor picks out one ghost in particular, but here comes the Bio army. The Colossi barely getting any swipes off. Already one knocked to the ground. Reinforcements on the way. ByuN picks up 4 medevacs of units after scanning for observers. He's going to try to hold back at home. It looks like he's confident enough. EMPs come through. The supply depots meant as chew toys and also somewhat distract the Ruptors, but he's setting up a flank on the high ground. I believe Creator spotted that with the sieged up observer there, but at the same time realizing, yeah, it's not going to work out. ByuN brings it all together. Where are the starports? Now, Creator's filling in the rest of his tech here. All the fixins. We got +1 shields, observer, speed, DT, blank, +2 armor. Still lacking in stargates, but not lacking in command centers because we've reached that stage of the game where ByuN is maxed out. So really all you can spend on are the command centers. And why not? Because there is no real other way to bank up in the late game. The Vikings find a decent angle, but mostly get gunned down by the Stalkers. Disruptor zoning to the north side. Another couple shots hit a single Marauder. How many Disruptor shots are left? Just the one. I think that it's very hard to tell in there. I don't know if ByuN can tell, but I believe there's... I have no idea. Maybe there's more, maybe there's not. The threat of Disruptors is enough for now. No EMPs means these Archons will just saunter into the mineral line and the Stalkers blink in and help deal with the tanks. ByuN is looking for the army. He got to scan DTs into the natural, but he's going to try to pick a fight. Unfortunately, Creator noticed and blasts his way through, covering fire as he retreats back to his base. Meanwhile, though, the counterattack, 20 SCVs down. Those in the natural, a fusion core on the way. I don't think we're going to have a Gumiho-esque battlecruiser game, though I'd love to be wrong. EMPs, the DT, and guns it down. At the end of the day, ByuN has lost 27 SCVs. He's down to 58, but he didn't lose any command centers or much production, and overall, he hasn't lost too many of his key units. Yeah, 9 Ghost, 9 Vikings, pretty rough, but Creator was not in a position to capitalize on that situation. So that means ByuN should be able to build back up and at least have enough for defense, if not a counterattack. A nuclear missile joins the production tab. Just adding on to the things we haven't quite seen yet. Even later game, more dramatic, more splash damage, though I doubt it'll be used on the army. EMPs, Disruptor shots, targets down, eats one though. And that chunk of the army was very important to have. Another Disruptor shot. ByuN eats a hit, a bruised War Prism, but is it enough to deal with this? The only anti-air are the Ghosts. He needs to get rid of that War Prism. Disruptors juggling back, targets down one. He needs the Prism. He didn't kill the Prism. Creator just sat there with the Prism through the whole fight, microwing, warping in, and it made all the difference. The Ghost could have taken out that Prism, but ByuN misjudging the situation, eating a surprising amount of Disruptor hits. And with it, dropping heavily in supply. So many times we've seen ByuN just jump on the Ruptors and target them all down before they're able to do anything. But here, Creator keeps them alive, juggling with the Prism, and enough damage comes out that ByuN does not achieve a victory there. In fact, I'd say a mild defeat. 79 probes. Scanning. Somehow missed the observer with both scans. It's in the perfect location. It dodged both. And that means Creator, unbeknownst to ByuN, saw the entire army move to the left flank. So it's going to get even more ridiculous here. The army is spotted. ByuN is shifting back over, but he's already going to be on top of the orbital if he chooses to. Creator doesn't want to stick around here too long, as there's only one disruptor. Oh, a couple more robo units wandering up, making things a lot more complicated for the Terran. +3 armor on the way, a few DTs slicing and dicing. Creator is maxed out, and he's pinning ByuN back to his base, which is not his natural habitat. Well, it's the habitat for his natural, but like as a you got it. You know what I meant. It made sense. And the pun isn't important. Disruptors, zoning, but without committing them, he keeps ByuN on his toes. And well, if ByuN can't send 4 medevacs across the map, he's already unhappy. He's gonna try anyways. He sends 4 medevacs or so of units. EMP, but is there enough? There are 2 Colossi. Both of them EMP'd. One of them almost dying to a turret here. But that guaranteed damage combined with the threat of the disruptors is making ByuN struggle to really compete. Loses 1 Marauder. There should be 1 more disruptor shot ready. Those Colossi still intact, but here comes ByuN to the other side. There is enough energy for nah, I take it back. It's gone. Oh my god, the Raptors are just sliding up. He kept a bunch at home. He fires the shots. ByuN stims forward. He's gonna eat the hits at point blank. Shield battery overcharge is helping out. Overall, it's quite a trade here. It looks like the warp-in should be enough as he tries to target down the Stalkers in order to cover his escape. Will for now, another fight in the middle of the map. Disruptor volley. 1, 2, 3. They all connect with varying success. Reinforcements to the south. That medevac. He drops out the Marauders. He could maybe kill the Colossus. He does. Down goes the medevac. But ByuN plummets in supply. And overall, Creator has kept it together. Just barely. But ByuN was not able to throw this game into the chaos he usually thrives on. Creator kept enough of his army together, and those key units were able to hold it down, and ByuN eventually ended up washing up against a brick wall of disruptors. Well, not really a wall, but you got the idea. GG. Creator. Game 1. Well played. It really looked like he was overcommitted. And honestly, ByuN probably did have some opportunities to snipe them, but that's welcome to StarCraft. There's always something going on. And Creator was doing a good job of what you usually think of Terrans as doing, which is throwing units in just to distract. Like 1 Liberator, 1 drop, but in this case, it was the DTs, the Zealots, on those outlying bases. There was even that Archon attack. There was like 2 Archons and 2, pretty much whatever he could put together. That was probably DTs. They were probably DTs, and then he realized it wasn't going to work and morphed Archons and just went for it. And it ended up working out because all that was on defense were siege tanks. So, and siege tanks take approximately 47 hits to kill Archons, give or take. So smart call on that one. Either way. Game 2, though. Dragon Scales. Very cool map and a cool look. I do like the aesthetic on it. We'll see if Creator can keep it up. It was a thin margin there, but he clearly was playing again. It felt like he was playing against ByuN specifically. The way that his opener, on top of the fact he never really committed to the fight. He pokes up. Okay, hello. I've got Robo Bay units. You should be scared, but never actually dove into the bases with them unless he had an overwhelming advantage. And ByuN eventually bled out so many units that he couldn't keep up. Stargate. Or is it 2-gate? Ooh, spicy. We'll find out. The Cybercore is still pretty far off, so it feels like a 2-gate. We're gonna find out. I keep saying that. Like and subscribe so I can invest in more words. I like how he's selecting the probe. Like, this is very serious. No, he's just waiting for the Stargate. He was just very serious about getting this pylon down. Stargate it is. Oracle, very likely, but I think you can adjust depending on what the first Adept or even Zealot sees here. ByuN is a little notorious for not scouting. So, like right now, he has not SCV scouted. He didn't build a Reaper. So this, I think, is playing into that specifically. Sees the Zealot. Not particularly intimidated by it, but... Well, and now the Adept. So this isn't just annoying, this is dangerous. And ByuN is going to have to respect... He's probably going to have to pull some SCVs. Does he suspect? He's already getting a tech lab on the factory. Oh my god, that... The micro is perfect. He's actually trying to body block. Or at least chase the Adept. And I think he gets the Adept. Oracle is on the way here. But I think ByuN has his suspicions. And he's actually kept 5 Marines alive. Which is enough to defend the Oracle, which he's already coming back. Correctly predicting that this is indeed the case. There are enough Marines, like... Maybe the Oracle could beat this with that damage on those Marines, but no. Oh my god, the Hellion. And then the Hellion gets the damage done. Kills 4 probes and has a full scout. Creator, this has backfired. You've given ByuN the opportunity to showcase his micro. And showcase he has. Picks up the SCVs that were threatened. And now everything else. This did not do nearly enough. In fact, it was far short. As ByuN has his expansion up, it was only insignificantly delayed. He lost the Zealot and the Adept. The Hellion got any amount of kills. And now most of the army units are intact. This game could very well end with this medevac. I don't think it will. There are 2 Oracles here, but oh my god, he's just going to dodge the shots. Yeah. Well, here are the Oracles. They'll just pick up. What are you going to do? Ah, so this is the kicker here. Is the Phoenix. But he can drop out once that Phoenix... The Oracles, he kept them on. But that distracted him for a moment. They will run out of energy. Oh, the Oracles still had a build. Oh, Cyclone at the last second. Okay, another Cyclone. The drama continues as we continue piling across the map. The Phoenix really did change the equation there. A smart choice. So smart that ByuN is going to go deal with the proxy Stargate. He didn't know it existed for sure. But clearly he had his suspicions. ByuN doesn't activate the lock. I like it. He holds back. He's baiting right now. He wants him to come deal. It's just one Cyclone, bro. Come and get it. Now, Creator's been baited once or twice in his time. He's not falling for that. Just one Marine. ByuN seeing how much he can get away with here. Eventually, that Marine will kill the Stargate. Check back in about 10 minutes. Like 6. Creator's thinking about a 3rd Nexus. ByuN is, of course, working his way towards Marines, Marauders, and Medevacs. It's been a bit of a meandering road, but he'll always find his way back on the path. And here we are. 3 racks. Reactor about to complete. Still working on the Stargate. Gonna try some blink pressure. His Creator, but I believe this is a bit of an anti-timing. As momentarily ByuN will have his first Marauders. He should be starting his Medevacs in just a couple seconds. There's already a tank here. We'll see how it goes. Maybe he gets the bunker. Activates the Oracles. Pops in the bunker, pops back out. You gotta try. But What is this? There's the Marine. I hit the select army. So ByuN, a slight panic. There's no other reason that Marine should have been out there. It definitely came from the Stargate area. He's gonna blink into the main. The most... don't do it. Don't do it. He has the high ground. That revelation gonna help. Oh, whoa, 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 with the medevacs. ByuN. Oh, that was sloppy. Well, Creator just thanking his lucky StarCrafts there. Getting even one medevac is probably more than he expected at this stage of the game. So, that is something. Idle turret. On the other side, anything to put some pressure on. But the Raven should just die to that. You know what? Not anything. You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. That's dumb. Was it worth it? Was the Raven dying here worth it? I never get this. You could have had anti-armor missile. You could kill observers. See that stasis ward. Instead, we killed, what, like 3 probes? Like, I never understand sending the Raven out like that. It is the same price as an Oracle, but clearly didn't pan out here. Now the rest of the army gonna try to get some vengeance. Now he's got to go repower that Stargate with the Warp Prism. I doubt he will. Oh, he's trying to skirt. Can he land it? If only you had something for detect. Okay, he did it right, but still. A scan, no guesses. Spotted at the natural. Very important. The Oracle actually finds an opportunity in the main. And here comes the Cyclone to chase it down. It may very well get it. Ah! Oh, it just gave up. Okay. That was sad. The charge is done. He's just gonna fight it. But ByuN knows this was the army. He's just baiting him into the Widow Mines and terrible, terrible damage on those charge lots. ByuN will turn and fight and chase. There's a couple more mines. That is far too much. There's no way he has the momentum here. Even the boys are pulled to draw some fire. He should be able to crush this Gateway army. Creator far overstepped, and he knows it. It's all tied up. This time around, ByuN is able to strike back as Creator, with multiple failed attacks, will recognize where the game is going clearly. I don't blame him. I don't blame him for trying it. Give it a shot. Maybe it works. Maybe it does. You've already got a game on him. I bet he would have done it anyways. He very likely would have gone for the proxy Stargate. It's one of those, like, I like doing that on this map occasionally. Kind of games there. But, Jimmy, game 3, please. On Gresvin. All right, settle in. So far, about what I expected from this series. Some pretty hectic plays. ByuN still, unfortunately, not at that literally overpowered and nerfed Terran Marine level of gameplay we were seeing before IM Katowice. I don't know if it shook his confidence a bit, or if it was just a series of very fortunate events, but there were a few weeks there that it looked like ByuN would literally get Marines nerfed with how he was playing. It's just, it seems like it was an unsustainable level, is how I'm lamenting it at this point. And not that he's not still one of the very, very best Terran players right now, but he looks like a human. That's what's important. Thank you, Florencio, for joining us with the raid live here. Creator, I think one of the more Florencio-esque Protoss, though of course there's no equaling the level at which he stoops. So, of the competitive Protoss, I think Max Pax and Creator are definitely closer to the cheesy YOLO toss style as opposed to Hero and Classic, or now Stats, which I'm looking forward to more and more of. There's always been two different flavors of Protoss. You got your YOLO toss and your shield toss. Though I'd say in the last year or two, it's become a bit of a healthier blend of both. And generally, like, players like Neeb and Stats became a little predictable. That doesn't mean they were good, or that doesn't mean they weren't good. Not were good. Very important connotation there, but it does seem like the YOLO toss, like your Zest, your Parting, your SOS, your MC, historically, have had higher peaks. Like, they have been able to reach higher levels, at least occasionally. So Protoss has always felt a little bit like pulling another card out of your deck. And if they know what card you're about to pull out, well, it's just not going to go great. Just like last game where ByuN defended and predicted so well that Creator tapped out without really even taking damage back at home. You just knew where the game was going from there. 3 Widowmines and a Medevac. It feels like we're barely seeing Widowmine drop nowadays. I know it's one of those builds that has been very much figured out, but that doesn't actually take too much away from its potential. ByuN is just not a huge fan of it. Historically, he'll use it, but it's just, it does delay Marines and Marauders. So anything that delays Marines and Marauders is very close to blasphemy for ByuN. The religious texts aren't clear on whether Widowmines are directly tied with evil or they're only servants of it, but I'd argue both, personally. But of course, you have to embrace a little in order to find success against the powerful Protoss. Blink is complete, so that Widowmine, I assume it's just going to chill out there essentially until ByuN sets up another alternative attack in order to buy some time. Oh my, I love this. Creator builds a hallucinated Phoenix to try to get ByuN. 1, it keeps track of it, and 2, there's a small chance ByuN would have freaked out, but yeah, immediately notices. He didn't actually catch that moment, but yeah, and don't go anywhere. He knows it's back there. Just keeping tabs on it. Especially, well, you don't have to tie up an observer as much then. He sees the army come across. The scan. It's just Blink. There really aren't that many units here. Couple tanks. Shield battery is not done. Auto turret at the natural. And here comes ByuN. 1, 2, 3. Looking to go towards the main. As soon as the stalkers come in here, I imagine they'll send in the drop. Blinks onto the tanks. Widowmine drop goes past the stalkers. Creator pulls away. And, guys, well, the stalkers are on the wrong side of the battle here. The Widowmines will burrow. He kind of blinked past the Nexus, and now the Marines are just targeting the probes. The Widowmines didn't get probe kills, it looks like, but it did buy a lot of mining time. So the end result, 17 probes for 17 Marines. He gets the Widowmine drop, he kills the tanks. Shouldn't there be 2 tanks there? I don't know. Weren't there 2 tanks? Am I crazy? Either way, though, I think that's a win. Even though he doesn't get that last one, that overall is a win for ByuN, because he killed economy for relatively little cost. As long... yeah, Creator can keep making probes off 3 base, but he pushed Creator's economy so low here that he doesn't have that advantage of the 3rd. It is now a liability, at least for a while yet. If he went from like 65 to 50 probes, okay, well, that's fine. But he went from like 50 to 40, which is really hurting right now as he has to rebuild those probes to get any sort of benefit. And now ByuN. There's Storm on the way, which, if it finishes, and that's a significant if, a lot riding on those 2 letters right there, in order to avoid the other 2 that no player likes typing. They rhyme with G because they are G. Widowmines will burrow, no charge for a while yet, still quite a bit until Storm is done. I don't know how many Templar are waiting. More shots come out. Little mine's negated for now. Shield battery overcharge is enough. Will there be a Ghost Academy? Or is ByuN gonna try to fight headlong into the storm? Does he even expect it? He saw the Templar archives, I think. Yeah, technically he did. Whatever happened to that Raven? Oh, he brought it back with the army. Finally, somebody... Well, I guess he wasn't up against a Stargate, so it was a little easier, but... So, Creator has an opportunity here, though. ByuN is not... Well, there's the Ghost Academy, but there's already Storm completed. I don't know if Storm is enough to break ByuN, but it should buy him the time to get to RoboBay behind and continue to lead when it comes to the tech advantage. Well, we'll see. All is well and good, and all the ideas and all the tech you've invested in, right up until ByuN stims into your base and, well... Oh no, the feed... He gets one storm. He just wades right through it. The Templar stuck in the prism, but shield battery overcharge should buy the time here. He's waiting out the prism. That was a cute idea, but that one storm, I think, was enough to soften this up. Doesn't kill the Raven. Very cute play there by ByuN. Overall, though, a bit optimistic. He knew there were more Templar in that prism. That's what every competent Protoss does. In this case, it kind of worked against him. Ghost shows up to the party, but things are looking a bit dangerous here for both sides. Easily could overextend Creator, but at the same time, ByuN is one or two bad storms away from getting knocked off his third. EMP across the board triggers the barriers as well. He's juggling the Templar, but his units are bleeding right now. Well, I don't know if Protoss bleed, but they're taking a lot of damage that can't be healed or repaired. They're close enough. Morphs an Archon here. Oh, and scrambles the prism. Oh no! Oh no! He loses the Raven. But that one matters. That one's huge. Down goes the prism. 2 Templar inside. Boys are pulled. Archon's chewing through, but that was enough. Creator does not get away with that greedy prism this time. The Raven lived, and Creator died. Oh, he's really kicking himself for not getting that Raven now. I'm sure he's kicking everything around him. It's Creator. All right, he's thrown a headset through the window. He's dove out the window to chase it down and come back to his computer. It's bad. Oh, it was greedy. He thought he could get away with it, but that time ByuN was ready. I didn't think he'd get the interference matrix again, but here we are. 2-1 ByuN. He should have known better. You gotta go RoboBay. Game 1 was so good from Creator, but it couldn't last. It feels like he got a little ahead of himself again. Gonna wall off the... Where's that probe headed? That is an interesting... He's looking for proxies? Okay. If you insist. ByuN just letting Creator make the mistakes there. I have not seen much success with Storm. Every Protoss seems to be trying it. Trying it lately. Seen Hero, Stats, Max Packs, and now Creator giving it a shot. I don't know if it just hasn't... It just doesn't feel like the option. RoboBay is way more consistent. The Storms are reliant on the Templar being in position with energy, and even then, they aren't necessarily enough to kill units with medevacs involved. So... Is that off center? He doesn't care. Terran buildings can fly. We've been over this. I do appreciate the Protoss who will try, but I appreciate even more the Terrans who will just slap their command center down at the closest possible location. Don't even bother with it. Not dealing with that. You're not Zerg. You're not tied to putting your hatchery in one location. Zergs just have to deal with it, but not Terrans. Shield battery. Expecting a Reaper, because he didn't Reaper wall here. He just got the wall at the top of the natural. Unfortunately, well, I mean, the shield battery is usually useful, but definitely not warranted here, at least quite yet. As ByuN did go for a Marine first, into Reactor. Is he not going Reactor Hellions? Okay, a couple Marines at a time. Oh no! Well, that's it. So, when you go for the Reactor that quick, Reactor, now this is true, is not units. It eventually can be more units. But ByuN a bit greedy here, and the first Adept comes across, delays the command center, which is a small win. Especially since the Adept cannot be chased down at the moment. Oracle. Alright, Oracle on the way. We'll see how many he decides on. This isn't a proxy, so maybe just the one. It says start things off. Twilight Council immediately after as well. Will ByuN try anything? I mean, he's got a medevac on the way. He's not going to sit in his base. That medevac is not for defense. They rarely are. Oh, okay. There goes the Hellion. 3 Adepts already kind of gives away the Stargate. It's very rare you'll build 3 Adepts and nothing else without a Stargate. Some players will do it to try to make it look like a Stargate when they aren't going that direction, but here we are. And it's not like the Cyclone and the medevac can't deal with it. He's going all the way over. Uh-oh, Creator. Okay, he's just looking for a drop. I thought he was going to send the Oracle across, which would leave him with essentially no units at home. Okay, 3 Adepts, but... Uh-oh. You can drop that? What a nice little tucked-in corner. Well, the Adepts have to scramble back. That shield battery going to come in use here. Probably not what he was looking for originally, but doesn't hurt to have. And that will be enough for ByuN to be driven off for now. Now, the key part of all this, no third base. No third base for Creator. So ByuN doesn't have to worry, and he's actively scouting for it, but he doesn't have to worry about limiting Creator's economy. He doesn't have to get damage done, because 2 base versus 2 base, Terran is usually in a pretty comfortable spot, especially considering Creator went for Stargate first, which means he's a long way off having like a huge gateway count or Robo Bay tech. It's just going to be Blink and a handful of Stalkers for a while yet. Yes, there's the 3rd on the way. A Robo Bay starts up. So ByuN, when does he move out? It's going to be on him now, I think. Now, Robo Bay, put it in the very corner of the main, which is a precarious location, especially considering his opponent. Blink is done. The Stalkers are moving out. Stim is still a... Wait. Yeah, Stim is still a long way off, actually. ByuN didn't have that tech left. I take it all back, as the Blink Stalkers are a real threat until Stim is done. Oracle in position to provide some... Oh, he blinks it, but the tank... I don't think he really realized the tank was there. Gonna go for the tank. Nope. Uh-oh. Oh, you came to the wrong neighborhood. Loses a couple Stalkers, damage on the other. Marines now in the main. Oh, sometimes you gotta be a little more careful asking whether or not you should, as opposed to whether or not you could. Look before you blink, as they say. You might think it's intuitive. Oh, he loses the Raven, ByuN. And now back into the main. Here we go. Okay, what a mess. There's some Marauders here, but nothing to counter the Oracle. Both sides losing a lot of units for this stage of the game. The Raven died to the Stalkers, but some of the Stalkers died to the auto turrets of the Raven. Then he blinks and loses more units. ByuN killed Actually, no, he's killed 6 star. Overall, ByuN has lost a lot more, but there's just not that many units right now for Creator. He is adding 3 more gates. He does have a 3rd done. He does have 60 probes, and ByuN keeps coming back to deal with this Oracle, which means eventually Creator's going to have the unit count to deal with all this. ByuN is running out of time to really use this 2-base army in order to get damage done. He's at 56 against 40 army supply. But as those gateways complete and the Colossi get added on, it becomes harder and harder to find an attack angle here that Creator doesn't already have covered. Oracle back into the main, finding more and more SCV. He just sacrifices it. 7 more SCVs. So he's committed to this idea. The drop is in the main. ByuN still has that threat at the back. ByuN does have combat shield. He didn't start combat shield. How many? Too much. Too much. Diamond players, it's like a third of the time. ByuN, it's still like 10% of the time. No combat shield means 1 stim, and those Colossi almost... I don't know if they one-shot Marines with +1, if they already stimmed and don't get healed, but it's close. It's way too close. Oh my god, ByuN. Combat... No, he has the money. He just now started it. He just went through another upgrade round, but that is going to hurt any potential timing here. Creator, probably wondering himself when he sees these units, but ByuN picks up and heads to the main. 4 Metafacts! If he gets the Robo-Bay before extended Thermal Lance, it makes it a little better here. We'll have to see. He's targeting it. It's being chrono-boosted, but no, it's down! Oh, I wonder, maybe we shouldn't put our important tech buildings on the edge of the main. I don't know if anyone mentioned that. I don't think anyone did. But anyways, well, it wasn't a great drop overall, but he did, luckily for him, get the extended Thermal Lance. And that makes a big difference here. The extended Thermal Lance is what keeps your Colossi literally at arm's reach there. Everyone wants their Thermal Lance extended, and you shouldn't be so gung-ho about putting it on the edge of your base trying to show it off to people. You need to keep that protected. Okay, Chrono Boost it in your natural. You don't need to show every Marine who comes by your Robo-Bay. Oh, the Vendaya scan here to spot the army. Combat shield about to complete. Drop in the main. Guns down a medevac, but that's still a lot of units to deal with. The Stalker's jammed up, but the cannon is helping out in that. Ooh. He didn't lose all of it, but he lost a lot, and now there's still enough Stalkers. ByuN did manage to get a 3rd command center landed, and he's done enough damage with the drops to bring the economies not even, but if you look at the y-axis over there, the numbers, well, they're looking okay for the Terran. 3 Colossi, but once again, missing that Thermal Lance. Oh, ow. Oh. That's a real Phoenix, actually. He did have, he remembered he had a Stargate, which forces the issue on those medevacs. Sometimes players just completely forget for the rest of the game. Creator still holding on here. He's got a nice amount of probes. There's Ghosts and Vikings in production, but Creator has held on to the lead, despite some significant hiccups. He now has that 4th base. Only 1 upgrade at a time here. I mean, he does finish Storm. How many Templar? There are 4 Templar and a Prism, so I think we can guess where they are at the moment. And the Raven died a long time ago, so... Whoop. That's awkward. Must have been nothing. Oh, another mine. Gets a hit, softens some things up, but... Make no mistake, this is going to be much more difficult for ByuN to deal with than for Creator to execute, at least for a while yet. The upgrades, the 2-2 isn't there. The army supply Creator's nearly maxed out. This is the best time to go. This is the best advantage he's going to get for a while yet. Hold positions to deal with some of the Widow Mines, but eats an EMP. That was the first ghost he spotted here. Creator, waiting it out for now. That hold position. Did he ever rebuild? He never rebuilt the Robo-Base, so those Colossi are still quite far forward. Where are the Vikings? The Warp Prism is far back this time around. Storm to zone. But here we go. Lifts the orbital. ByuN is building a command center to the north side. And overall... He gives up that position in order to finish 2-2 and try to take a winning fight later on. We'll see if it pays off. Still plenty at the back here. A whole lot of bio. 2-2 is done. He's trying to get in position. The storm is mediocre, and by that I mean it doesn't even hit anything. There's still a couple more storms on the back here. Phoenix gets involved. EMP hits some Templar. I don't know if he got all of them. I think he did. Oh, big EMPs. One more storm comes through. The Colossi still doing plenty of damage on the back line. ByuN making this a lot closer than it probably could have been. And he's knocking down the Colossi, juggles back into the Prism. The Viking count is dwindling. ByuN still 2 very damaged. Down goes one Colossus. Puts the other in the Prism here. That is the only real range splash damage. Creator has 1,500, 1,000 in the bank. He needs to warp in another round of units to deal with this. ByuN is scrambling to get any mining. Creator needs to calm down and slow the game down as much as possible. Whereas ByuN wants Creator to keep attacking, so he makes a mistake and loses any critical mass of units. Creator finishes +2. The longer it goes on now, the better it's going to be for Creator, at least in the near to medium future. As ByuN does not have the economy to match him, and his upgrades are not that much better. He's building I like the addition of Immortals here. Clearly the Colossi are not the be-all end-all, but the Immortals can help deal with the Mass Marauder that ByuN loves. As well as throwing some Archons, even pulling the boys. I don't even know where he's getting. He's pulling the rest of the boys. Everyone off the line here. Desperate to get the damage. Is it enough? The medevacs are out of energy. But ByuN is dwindling in supply. An Archon on the back line. GG. Game 5 it will be. Well, Creator halts. It was dicey. It looked a little thin for a moment. But ByuN not able to break through. Creator keeps it together. Great series. I mean, game 5, you can't ask for much more. You literally can't in a best of 5. I guess maybe a draw, but let's be mildly realistic. I have a better chance of beating ByuN than seeing a draw in one of these games. Marginally, yes, but... All right. I'm really liking... I think if Creator just sits back, he's didn't trust himself in a couple of these games, but once he starts with the Stargate and he uses all his tools in his varied Protoss toolbox. Yeah, so look at all these fancy barbed wire gated communities. I didn't even notice that one before. Mapu covered in. What are you saying? Creator is able to play the game out. And ByuN, and while still shutting down ByuN's drops, which puts him in a very, very small amount of players who don't crumble to that. And ByuN really put the effort in with the drops too. The only major mistake that game, I think, was the RoboBay placement. Which, it almost felt like bait for him to put the RoboBay in the edge of his main. Because, I mean, come on. Why would you put it there? ByuN's going to drop it and kill it. And then he did, and I think Creator gave a surprised Pikachu face and smashed his third headset this series. But, overall... still enough to hold on. Stargate it is. He has a 100% win rate with the Stargate opener. Wait, I take it back. He lost Dragon Scales. With a Stargate in his base on a Tuesday. When there's no rain. And other stats that baseball players love, because the most exciting part of baseball is looking at spreadsheets. On Widowmine. More middle of the road. He even built the command center on the high ground here, did ByuN. So, a little suspicious of early aggression, I think. Just doesn't want to deal with it. It's going to be Phoenix first, out of Creator. Widowmine drop on the other side. This is actually Phoenix on paper, because, of course, Widowmines can always turn things around. But on paper, Phoenixes are probably the best counter to Mind Drop, because you do also have access, potentially, for Oracles, and to just shut down the Medevac outright. Oh, the SCVs have betrayed him! He got all the way in, but he wasn't going to actually commit to the Shade. Robo on the way. Here comes the Mind Drop. And remember, once you say, I say on paper, because if the Mines burrow and hit, it doesn't matter. The Phoenixes can't do much about. I think he spotted it? No? The Phoenixes are not moving like he spotted. Oh, he definitely spotted it now. Now they're moving. But will there be time? The Phoenixes aren't there in time to stop the burrowing, I don't think. He picks up one. Picks up two. Not sure about that choice. He tries to maximize damage. Well, he got it. All right, just barely. With almost a second to spare, the Phoenixes move into position to deal with the Mind Drop. He eats one hit, but about the best case scenario against the Widowmine opener he could have hoped for there. No, wait, whoa, okay. That's the second Raven he's building. Interesting. Very interesting. Like, legitimately interesting. Not, I don't know what's going on, and I think it's a mistake. No, but as an actual strat against Phoenixes, I don't know. It feels on paper, once again, that the Phoenixes should be able to deal with this outright. While the Ravens can interference matrix, auto turret, like they have all the options. One mistake and those Ravens easily get sliced out of the sky by the Phoenixes, especially with bonus damage against light. Robo Bay in a much less, thank you. Thank you, Creator. Yes, listen to your inner stats. Much safer positioning here, right? In between his main and his natural and the most tucked in. If this gets sniped, he has bigger problems, so. Stim, combat shield, +1. The triple threat on the way, but quite late in the scheme of things here. That turret to zone out. There's already going to be a Colossus. Easily by the time he comes across the map. Maybe two. Extended thermal lens shouldn't be done. Oh, the scan. The scan. He sees the double gas. He sees the Robo Chrono Wing. I think he has his suspicions. It's either Storm or Colossi, and Phoenixes lead into Colossi much better, as you already have some built-in buffer for against Vikings, and of course against drops. Occasionally players will try to go into Storm, but it never feels like a smooth transition like Colossi do. There you go, Stim. Combat shield, +1, ByuN, with 2 near full energy Ravens. That is the only downside of not going Templars. You have no real opportunity to deal with those directly. But here comes Creator, middle of the map. Gonna try to take things head on. Anti-armor missile connects, lands on many of the Phoenixes. The force field mildly inconveniences ByuN as he stems forward and scrambles the Colossus. And without it, is there enough to defend? Is there enough to stop the Terran army? He still has energy. Scrambles again right before the Raven goes down. But there is a cannon and a battery. Another Colossus is being chronoed out. The first one is still intact. The tank is not taken out by the Immortal before it goes down, but the Colossus comes out and roasts half a dozen Marines in a single swipe. The Raven showing up and shutting this down, but Creator holds yet again. The medevacs have to work overtime to heal whatever's left of this. The Marine count thinning out dramatically. So many Widow Mines in the army. He's gonna spread out, scrambles one of the Colossi. He jams himself in towards the natural. Creator still has the Robo. Oh no. Well, now invalidating the Robo Bay, unfortunately. But is the Marauder ball enough here? Here come the Phoenixes, pick up more, but he stabs, and he takes out both Colossi, and they will not be rebuilt as he doesn't have a robotics. It looks like ByuN is tearing through Creator. Oh, the double Raven seems to have been the play. The double Raven, the built-in counter to the Colossus follow-up. It all makes sense now in hindsight. I can pretend to have some of the wisdom that ByuN does. Creator, I will give him credit. He fights till the end. But it does look like the end is near. Oh no. That Widow Mine damaging every single Phoenix, not killing any. He still has 52 probes. He still has a robotics bay researching thermal lance for his non-existent Colossi. He still has Phoenixes, though they're badly bruised. So it's not over yet. But it's not good. The Phoenixes are the only thing he might be able to carve his way back into the game with. ByuN just shoved into the natural. The Ravens make so much more sense now when you factor in the Colossus follow-up. They worked perfectly. You couldn't ask for much better than that. The Phoenixes gonna use their... Oh, no! Oh, I didn't see it. Creator. Oh, he saw what he wanted to see. Oh no, that's just demoralizing. It doesn't even kill most of the Phoenixes, but still. Devastating. The force field strongly caresses the Marauders in closer to the Zealots so they maintain rapid fire on them. Anti-armor missile chews through the Zealots and the Sentries. Another Colossus steps into the fray and will be stepping out momentarily as the Marauders take a look at it. Down it goes. The Phoenix is also trying to participate in the group activity, but it's not enough as ByuN just rips through with a vengeance in Game 5. Clearly ready for what Creator brought to the table. He flips the table, pulls out a leg and starts beating him over the head with it. A classic ByuN victory. And Creator was playing really, really well, in my opinion. I think he played a great series, but ByuN is gonna ByuN. And he was looking ByuN beatable in Game 5. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you to ESL, as always. Like, subscribe. I hope I made your day a decent chunk of it. Significant bit better. Make sure to check out Jimmy put up a video, not them, right there for you. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.